So I'm out here tonight scouting for a photo shoot, and this is one of my little favorite ponds here in southern New Hampshire. I come here a lot. I'm going to do a portrait of my friend Peter, who's also a photographer. He's also a fly fisherman, and he likes boats. And I think this is a natural spot to do a shot of him. And it's interesting. He's a 4x5 film photographer, and so am I. And so that's what I plan to do. I plan to bring him out here in the evening, and I'm going to do his portrait with a 4x5 camera. I'll show you the camera in a minute. Peter's agreed to do the photo. He doesn't know that I plan to actually have him stand in the water with this beautiful canoe, but there's no point in telling him until he gets here. He'll do it. He'll just do it. So right now I'm looking for a spot to shoot it. I always like to be prepared for a photo shoot. I like to know what I'm getting into. And the problem with this shoot is more than likely we're both going to end up standing in the water. I'm shooting with a vintage 4x5 camera, and it's going to be evening because I want that really nice soft evening light. So we're going to also be racing daylight. So standing in the water, filming ourselves, shooting 4x5, end of the day. I mean, what could really go wrong? Well, we'll find out. So let's go look for some spots to shoot. Oh, I like this spot. These beautiful rocks here. Look at this. The light's going to be nice and soft right before sunset. These giant rocks just perched out here in the pond. Grassy, it's shallow here. I'm pretty sure Pete can stand out here. Take a little better look around. Good look at our location for tomorrow night. I love the glisten on the water. Hope we get that tomorrow. There's trees off to the left, these rocks, the reflections in the water. That sun will be off those mountains when we shoot. So let me show you the camera I'm going to use for this photo shoot. First of all, the camera. The camera is a vintage 4x5 speed graphic. Probably made, I'm guessing this one was made in the 40s or 50s. It's pretty old. But here's the beauty of this package. It's this lens. It's a 178 Aero Ektar lens. And it's got a fabulous reputation for soft focus, very shallow depth of field, and as a portrait lens. The problem with these lenses, besides the fact that they weigh a ton, they're super heavy, is there's no shutter. There's no shutter in the lens. So you need to use, like a traditional 4x5 lens has a shutter built in, as well as the aperture. But this lens does not have a shutter. So the speed graphic does have a shutter built in to the camera itself. So I'm going to use the camera shutter, which works basically something like this when you take the picture. And we're going to shoot with this 4x5 speed graphic. This particular lens is pretty rough. There's no aperture indicator. The apertures are sticky, but the truth is you pretty much just shoot with it wide open anyway, because that's what gives it its beautiful look. So this is the spot. Okay. Yep. And you're going to be right over there. So we're going to set up the speed graphic. It's actually older than me, which is saying a lot. Okay. That. So there's the Aero Ektar. So Pete, I think I'm going to have you slide over to your right quite a bit. And maybe come forward. Yep. How's the water?
I'm sinking.
Don't go too far. Okay, keep going this way. Look to your right. So I'm gonna have you just wait, stop there, slide straight to your left. And I'm gonna move up closer. So I got the basic setup for my first shot. And I think I want, like, Peter's head's like kind of in line with the trees, right on the top of the trees. And I think I'm gonna raise my camera so his head is a little more below the tree line. And I don't really like using the center column. So 50th of a second, it's gonna be just like that. And that is how many cranks? 1, 2, 3 cranks. to a 50th of a second. Peter's being all sly over there, but he's a 4x5 film photographer himself. Look right in the camera for me. Your smoke is in focus. I'm going to assume you are too. Okay, we're good. So I'm going to set the shutter at 1/50th. Here we go. First shot. Pull the dark slide. Okay. How about grabbing a paddle? Okay, and see if you can get that boat to kind of line up straight at the camera. I really like how the, yep, that looks good. Maybe even push it just about there. Yep, great. I like that. I like the fly rod. The water's starting to glass out on us really nice right now. Think that boat will stay there? Okay, I'm gonna pull the dark slide. Let's figure out how we want you to hold that paddle. Kind of maybe a little crossways. Try that right there. I don't want it perfectly horizontal, just a little bit. One hand. Yeah, just like that. Look right in the camera, 50th of a second. Give me a little puff on that smoke. Okay, here we go. Do another one, real quick. I always like to shoot a couple sheets, then double check my focus. The light's really nice right now. Okay, so we're gonna reset that boat. Okay, we're not feeding the mosquitoes too bad right now. Okay, looks good. Well, as good as you're gonna look. How about the puff of smoke right there, right in the camera? Here we go. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. You happy where you're standing there?
Moderately.
Okay. Come up a little bit. I think I'm gonna get a little more sky in this one. The sky's really beautiful. Peter's kind of owning that frame. There's a nice little sheen on the water that kind of frames him really beautifully, actually. So let the paddle go into the water. Maybe hold it with your left hand, but let it, try that. Maybe have it out a little bit, so it's just a little bit angled. Hand on top of the paddle. And let that boat twist again. It was good, right there. It's gonna drift right where we want it. I'm gonna do a 3, 2, 1, so that when I hit 1, you can puff, okay? All right, let go of the boat. 3, 2, 1. Focus with this lens is really tough, but you're pretty much in focus right there. One more.